Welcome to Crime Time News and Entertainment with a Buzz. The sights and sounds and pictures that you see on the screen is from an incident that took place in a place called Poor Man's Corner. Them also called down the Grand Spend, that is in Yallas. Yallas is in St. Thomas, where it is said that 3 individuals conflict in. Some people say 5. There are 2 pictures out there. 3 people lay down in a van, I go lay down in a hole, and there's a next picture with 2 other persons. But if you look clearly on the pictures, you will see that the 2 and the 3 are 2 out of the 3 that are 6. Them take them 3-pointer, make it 6'6". Based on information that I am getting, it is said that these youths went on some sorts of robbery mission. They decided to stop at some sorts of bar/liquor store. Don't know what happened, but it seems as if things did not go according to plan. Maybe them robbed the place and not take what themselves. But it seems as if, well, obviously they are not from there, because when them try to make an escape, it seems as if they took the wrong routes. And the po intercepted them, and the po make sure so them fix them business and send them down in a hole. Send them to Madden and then send them down a hole, the afterlife, for trying to make a better life by illegal means. Now this is what we want to see as Jamaicans, because we're kind of tired of these criminals. We're tired of these lazy boys that don't want to do any sorts of work. So therefore, them get up in them own neighborhood, them rob the mama and papa shop, them grab chain, them stick up people, take up people for them own things. Then them decide, say, all right, we're going to try the outer thing, go out of town in a vehicle. However, it seems as if they were not properly prepared. And like the saying goes, he who fails prepare, prepares to fail. DEAT is the ultimate failure, and that is exactly what transpired. Hopefully, this will send some sorts of message to all the other aspiring criminals out there. Whenever you see people things, leave them alone. Go and go look some sorts of work. If you don't want to work, you're going to get work, or you're going to get FUCK. JCF style, we are speaking about fatally arrested, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, circulating all over social media since that incident in a Cherry Tree Lane, is that we see that the real OGs, the real gangsters, the people who govern the place, they are licking out, well, not licking out, bashing these wanksters, these cruel, these evilous youths that went on some sort of mission. Went to go catch Quaker, them couldn't catch Quaker. So them catch him short. People that had nothing to do with nothing. Women, elderly people, picnic, any and everybody were equal opportunity targets. So this voice note is echoing the sentiments of what most OGs out there and people. I am not glorifying or promoting any sorts of gangsterism, because illegal activity is wrong, is wrong, is wrong. However, there are levels to the thing, and we see that these people are the lowest of the low. We are speaking about the bottom of the barrel. So people, take a listen, take a look, and then I'll give my piece.
Let me tell you this, man. I fuck you no go on it, brother. I will not support you no go on it, none at all. Fuck you no go on it, bro. You cannot kill innocent people, brother. No gangster, brother, no punk. You cannot turn gun by innocent people, brother, elderly people and children. If you hurt who? But at the same time, the man with one of them inner things I walk free. At the same time, the man with one of them inner things and not challenge them. Innocent people who not turn gun pan, brother. We not support to go on a Clarendon, bro. We not support you, we not put up with you, no, brother. And we not cover for you, and we not hide you. You see me I say? And police them fi plant can, no head side and a face. And that uno forget. And me just say this to the people them with the eye them and a cover for them boy. Fi give them up, brother, to the police. You see me? Jail too good for them boy. prison too good for them boy. And murder them boy if you get murder. You see me I say, we not support them and them type of thing, my lord. We not support no foolishness and we not support no slackness. And come on and come talk about no Dana and no gangster and elderly people, woman and pitney bro. And the people and them in a things, and not look for them. You know walk go in them place go turn gunshot upon them. Cause you know we get gunshot too. You know coward brother and a bait. That me I tell you no gangster boy brother. You know no Dan boy. Go war who the fire gun like a yo. Go war who we shoot in your face too. I make we say yes you are done for true. But you can't come and tell innocent woman and pitney around here and want respect around here. Want ratings around here. Want eye pins around here, brother. You hold on off a dead, brother. You hold on off dead. We not support one go on in a car in Dan, bro. And we not hide you know. And we not cover phone and we not put you up. You better know that.
Now, people, this is my disclaimer before I proceed. I am not saying that this person is actually a gangster. Because maybe this person just wants some clout on social media. So therefore he is playing the part of a gangster. But what he says echoes the sentiments of what most persons in the street are saying. There's a rule, a law of thumb that you don't go below. Kids, immunity. Women, immunity. Elderly people, immunity. These people broke all of that laws and rules as it pertains to that. And again, I am not endorsing any sorts of gangsterism, glorifying it, but me just as say. These youths, these new generation of so-called wangsters, they are as cold and callous. They will take any sorts of program anybody can call them and say, go do this, take away granny, take away the baby mother were pregnant, take away the little picnic, and they will do it without any sorts of hesitation. That is how foolish, fully done and cruel they are. Point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, it is called Say It Is Not So, WTF, meaning what the F-U-C-K. If you look at your screen, there is a poster. This poster is of some sorts of event that is going to be held this Friday. It is called Vibes Pon the Hill. And the featured artist is going to be Valiant. If you look at top of the poster, you will see it says, MP Christopher Tufton along with your councillor Valdwayne Leslie presents Vibes on the Hill featuring Valiant. If you look at the poster, you will also see that Swash is going to play, Travelers is going to play, Stone Love is going to play. These are all big sounds. At the bottom of the poster, sponsored by Pepsi, Maggi and Magnum and Ocean Spray. All big brands. Now people, there is nothing wrong with this. MP Mr. Tufton want to diversify his portfolio and make some money or promote his place in which him run. Nothing wrong with that. However, when we think about the fact that these people always act as if them have some sort of problem with dancehall and dancehall artists. Politics and dancehall don't mix like two DICKS and no sorts of chicks. And even worse, the brands that are sponsoring this actual event, Pepsi, Ocean Spray, Magnum, and also Maggi. Well, Magnum, I understand, is always affiliated with dancehall. And when we look at the artist that is performing, again, nothing is wrong with that. If you book and you get your money, you can go. You are living in a free world. We have to ask ourselves the question, wherever there is smoke, there is always fire. And I say this to say that if we remember, there was an incident in which Mr. Tufton was riding on his bike And Valiant was driving and they collided. Valiant lit down, well not lit down, hit him off the vehicle or hit him off his bike. We saw the pictures with Valiant visiting Mr. Tufton while he laid in his hospital bed. So people, it is obvious that they develop some sorts of bond and they have some sorts of communication with each other. And it is not to say that Valiant is hard to find because him have an agent if Chris Tufton want him. So I am just saying that this seems like some sorts of makeup. This seems more than coincidental. Maybe these politicians are trying to align themselves with these dancehall artists, which they say they want nothing to do with the exception whenever they need any sorts of dub plate for any sorts of political campaign. Or maybe this is strategic because it seems as if since Vybz Kartel come out and seems as if he is aligning himself with the PNP, the JLP has said to themselves, who is one of the hottest artists out there? What can we do to make up some sorts of ground? People like me say, maybe this is just coincidence and maybe it may just mix up because mix up sell, point blank and period. So the next thing that is popping in the news, there's a saying that goes something like this: there's always 2 to 3 sides to every story. I am speaking about an incident that took place in a St. Thomas where the Popo Iraqi said that their team was on traffic operation, when they pulled over a taxi. The taxi driver disobeyed, so therefore the Popo wanted to arrest this taxi driver. The taxi driver tried to take for himself and then the Popo blocking the vehicle. They said that when the Popo blocked in the vehicle, that man then reached for some sorts of machetes and rushed the Popo. The Popo then wheel and pop off him tall rifle. The man grab on the rifle, try to disarm the Popo. The Popo then dip in him waist, wheel and pop off him Glock and lend him a couple of rounds in the upper body and also graze him head. Well, people, since then, a lot of persons, eyewitnesses that were there came out and everybody echoed a totally opposite polar side to exactly what transpired. I am going to let you take a look to a lady that was actually there, what exactly transpired, and then I am going to give my piece.
I live in the community of Duckenfield. I was one of the persons, I think I was the last person that Bush spoke to before the police shot him. I was coming across the street, exiting a vehicle, and he saw me. And he said to me, "Mums, you ready?" And I said to him, "No, I'm not ready." And he says to me, "All right, may I look 2 more to go." And whilst you're talking to him, he exited his vehicle. So the driver's door was open. A police officer driving a white service vehicle came there and hit his car door. He becomes upset and asks the officer why he hit his car door. The officer started to behave in a manner that it was not conducive. I said to Bush, easy, because this is Satan himself. Bush, I said to him, say, go on, and he walked around to the back of the car. Whilst going around the back of the car, the policeman came to the side and said, is to empty the car. Bush said to him, for what reason? You know, legal for the load here. And be not empty my car. The policeman was about to open the car door, and Bush leaned on the car door. The policeman draped Bush, and Bush took him off of him. After Bush took him off of him, the policeman come again and box Bush. And Bush ease him off again. And he uses I think it is a rifle. He uses it and hit him in his stomach, and he dropped on the ground. After he dropped on the ground, he was coming up again. And the policeman pushed him down the ground again and shot him. He gave him 3 shots within seconds. While he gave him the shots, after he was on the ground, he walked off about a footstep or so, and he returned, and he gave him another shot at the head. To me, he thought he did not die, so he was ensuring that he finished him.
Murderer.
I said to him, officer, you look like he's a madman.
Murderer.
I said, anything you do, it'll come back on to life.
So people, like I said, always three sides to every story. The Popo side, the residents' witness side, and also the truths after the investigation is done by Indicom, if their hands are not tied behind them. But we hear the stories are polar different. That means somebody must be some sort of pathological liar. Is either all of the residents or the one Popo. But we have to ask ourselves, who has more to lose? Who have more of a reason to lie? Let me know in the comment section. People, this is a sad situation as it pertains to these Popo and taximen. We see that the Popo, they are kind of corrupt, and we see that the taximen, they are very lawless. So therefore, when we have two forces that don't want to move, there's always going to be a clash. Whenever there's any sorts of clash, people are going to get hurt. People are going to get DEADING. So unless, of course, they can come to some sorts of amicable agreement, unless the Popo is going to take justice in their hand and make sure that justice is served, whether it is for the person that is right, which is not the Popo, or if the Popo is right. But people, you and I know exactly how that goes 99.99% of the time. Point blank and period. So anyways, people, thanks once again for checking out my video. If you appreciate videos like these, please show your appreciation by liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing to my channel. That is how YouTube promotes videos like these to like-minded, sensible persons like yourself. Bless up.